This is our design proposal for a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in Sierra Leone, and my name is John Pacey.
I'm Mike Speck.
I'm Nick Speck.
And I'm Kyle Haken. So the purpose of this proposal is to design a sustainable, green, and cost-effective production plant for the citizens of Sierra Leone. A little background about Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a country in West Africa. It's a small country. It's about the size of South Carolina, and it is still recovering from a civil war. About a third of the population left because of the Civil War, and the government was kind of left in a ruin, and they're still recovering. So some of the issues that we're trying to tackle here with this project is the viruses and diseases that are spread in Sierra Leone and in the surrounding countries. Right now, there is a lack of funding and support for any kind of medical attention for the citizens who are affected by these viruses. Ebola, as you can see here, is a big one, and there's just no treatment there right now for Ebola. So I believe that the number was around 10,000 people contracted Ebola, and a very, very small portion of them, less than 1%, were actually treated properly. So that's what this proposal is for.
So next we have our design goals. So we want to design the building around American and European standards as well as health standards. We want to create a very technologically advanced work environment for the workers, as well as construct the building out of sustainable and green materials. We also wanted to reduce energy consumption and cost by providing a reusable energy source, so like solar panels, windmills, and we even thought about hydroelectric, but that's pretty tough with the environment around. And we wanted to produce jobs for local citizens. So some of the standards that we designed this around, a big one to start out with here, we have ASHRAE, so that's the American Society of Heating, Refrigeration, and Air Conditioning Engineers. We wanted to make sure that it's a very comfortable work environment for the employees, as well as it needs to be very clean air for the pharmaceuticals, because you're making pharmaceuticals, as you know. And a couple other ones we wanted to hit, like the FDA, because you're making pharmaceuticals, they're going to go into a person, so they have to be
Up to standards.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And also, another big one was WHO. So this is the World Health Organization, and we want to, again, make sure that these pharmaceuticals that are being produced are up to their standards for the citizens of Sierra Leone, because we want them to get proper treatment.
These IPM technologies, it's a French company that brings them in. They're modulars that keep clean room standards, and this is where we'll be testing and making the medicine. The big thing about these IPM technologies is that they will ship to us, they will install it for you, and they will train all the employees to use these technologies properly. We discussed a couple of different ways to power our plant, and as you can see here, our solar panels felt like they were the best for the plant. We thought they were going to be the least cost. That's good.
So we have specific design incorporations that we want to make sure our building is up to date with. We have a few things that we want to hit. So like we're gonna talk about thermal windows, solar arrays, green roofs, windmills, and automatic HVAC systems and lighting systems. To hit the thermal windows, we chose that the best window would be the LSG low E glass windows with non-metal thermally improved frames. The best thing about these windows are they let in the most heat, or the most light for the amount of heat that is being brought in to the factory. So more visible light will transmit compared to the solar heat transmitted through the windows.
So our solar array, which was just mentioned, this will be mounted onto the roof, and this is really a good option because of the close proximity to the equator. With this location, we're so close to the equator that there's plenty of peak sun hours that can be used to absorb the energy from the sun. So another good thing is that because of the proximity to the equator, we don't need to have a big angle between the roof itself and the solar panels. We can keep it quite low and still absorb that energy.
So next we have we chose to install a green roof onto the pharmaceutical plant for many reasons. First off, because with a green roof, it doesn't allow heat to escape the building as easily as a normal roof, as well as it reduces the amount of heat that enters the building, like in the summer, so for like cooling. Another good thing about this, it reduces runoff. The green roof can absorb a lot of water during the rainy season, and it won't like fall off the building and start destroying the gravel and all that. It also will provide a small ecosystem for birds and anything that's really around.
We explored the option of using windmills for our power source. We know windmills is a pretty expensive thing to install and use, but since Sierra Leone is such an open country, and with research that we've done, that the wind speeds are about 10 miles per hour, that windmills could over time be a very good use of energy, because in about like 10 years, 20 years, it'll make up for the energy the money that you spent buying them.
So next we decided to install an automatic HVAC system, as well as automated lighting. The HVAC system is going to take the temperature in each room, and it's going to be able to control that automatically. And so if it's warm in the room, it'll automatically start cooling, and vice versa. And it also allows you to manually go into the system and change temperatures in any given room of the plant at any time.
This is nice because for the pharmaceuticals, some need to be cooler in cooler rooms, some need to be in warmer rooms, so it'll just help make it easy for everything.
And we also decided to put light sensors in each room, so when someone is not in the room, the lights will turn off, and when someone enters the room, the lights will turn on. It'll just end up saving a lot of power, or a lot of money in the long run.
We want to use assembly lines for the best production rate, but we are going to make them semi-automatic, so we could create a lot of jobs for the people in Sierra Leone, since it is such a poverty-stricken area.
So to transport the pharmaceuticals, we are going to use the local highways to get them across the country. We thought this was the best idea because even through the drought season, there's highways that you can drive on and you won't have any trouble. And we want to use ports for imports of the pharmaceuticals, so we're gonna have ships from anywhere to get into a port in Freetown, and it'll be right there in Sierra Leone where our pharmaceutical plant is.
And we also mapped the furthest distance that it said the pharmaceuticals would be shipped to, and it was only about 3 hours, which really isn't that bad by car. We figured that if we would use railways, it would take up a lot more time. It just wouldn't be as efficient. Next, we're gonna show you our walkthrough of parts of the pharmaceutical plant. So first off, we're going into the reception here, and next we're gonna go in to this room here and see one of the manager cabinet. From there, we're gonna go out through the reception again, and then go outside. You see we have parking in the front here, From there, we're going to go along and then into the workers' entry. From the workers' entry, we're going to go and see one of the locker rooms, out, and then through the building here. This is just showing some of the corridors. Next, we're going to go right here, and then we're going to go into one of the many holding rooms, and it's just a bunch of shelving. And then from there, we're going to go out. So this here is our sterilization area, and we have more shelving for holding, and as well as conveyor belts. And this is the post-sterilization area. Again, just more shelving. And then from here, we're going to go and see our packaging area, which is on the left here. In here we have a few conveyor belts, as well as more shelving and carts that the workers can use. This conveyor belt is used for inspection of the product, so if something is not up to par, they can take it off the belt. And again, these are just a few rooms, because to show the whole building there's more than 40 rooms. It would take a lot of time here. And next we're just going to go out. There's a lot of extra space in the back of the building, which you know, and we just have some trucks back here. And that is all. Good.
Thank you.